importantly, fellow graduates. First of all, we'd like to say what a privilege it is to be speaking at this commencement ceremony. When Shartae and I were both chosen for this honor, I was filled with joy at the prospect. Then it hit me that we had essentially been coerced by our classmates into writing yet another paper. One that we would eventually have to read in front of hundreds of people. The more we thought about it, the more we had come to realize that it wasn't an act of reverence that brought us to this stage, but one of cold retribution. We now ask you, our class of 2011, what did we ever do to you? For all of those in attendance today who didn't attend Galen as RN students, Shartae and I would like to walk you through our journey. First quarter, we were still in the old building, which in my overactive imagination, I remember being cold, dark, and not terribly like a cave. We arrived on the first day, and half of us that had experienced Galen in elementary school were terrified of the brutal journey that we were about to embark on. Galen set the standard high, and we knew what was expected of us. The other half was naively excited, but after the first week, they also grew a healthy fear of what awaited them over the next 15 months. Despite the anxiety, we settled into our roles as students. We managed to make it through the colorful genius of Mr. Greco's A&T lectures, and I can honestly say I got about $10,000 worth of free therapy out of Dr. Giroux's psychology class. I apologize for being cliche, but friendships were made that first quarter that spanned the duration of the program. Second quarter hit us like a freight train headed downhill. 6 classes, if you included the lab. With all of the general education classes, we now had our first round of nursing classes, transition to pharmacology. And with the help of Ms. Kurt, we discovered a slew of pharmaceuticals that could potentially help us through nursing school. Magical drugs such as Prozac, Xanax, and on the really bad days, Haldol. Along with these incredibly difficult classes, we learned exactly how broke we would actually be over the next year, while our families learned exactly how mentally unstable we were going to be. However, as a consolation prize, we had a new building. The new school was everything any student could ever ask for. It was big, and all of the classes were stocked with technologically advanced learning tools. There was a cafe. We took full advantage of all of these new amenities, especially the cafe. For learning made us hungry, and we were learning a lot. Third quarter, only 3 classes in clinical. What a relief. We had microbiology, med-surg, and a whole class on plagiarism. We learned that Pseudomonas aeruginosa smells like juicy fruit, and that E. coli smells like shish kebab. Terribly bad. It was the first time we got to wear our whites outside of the building, and we were proud in our uniforms, and proud of the name embroidered across the front. We liked hearing how much the nurses enjoyed having Galen students on their floors. It made all the work we were enduring worthwhile. This quarter flew by, and it was like the calm before the storm. We took a deep breath and started. Fourth quarter. If you've never written a 2,000-word paper on a dramatic play, you will. If you've never seen the horrific beauty of a new life coming into this world, with the possibility that you may be delivering one yourself because your instructor is in her 3rd trimester. If you've never had the interesting, terrifying opportunity of being locked in a room with a paranoid schizophrenic who has not been taking their prescribed medication. This quarter, there were 3. I'm sure everyone in this audience knows what a Hessie is. If you've had any contact with any of these grads, you know what I'm talking about. These 4-hour, 160-question computerized examinations were often preluded by a period of anxiety and concluded by a period of depression. On a lighter note, by this time we could see the light at the end of the tunnel, which was just about the only thing that got us through this quarter. That and the reassuringly calm speaking voice of Mr. DuBois. Fifth quarter. Ms. Sharon, Miss Sharon. You're like a gymnastics trainer in North Korea. Part is made of it. Have you seen those little North Korean girls perform? Incredible. Just Google it. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I don't really know where fifth quarter is gone, or this entire 15 months for that matter. What I do know is that my graduating class far exceeded any expectation that I had. You were dedicated, considerate, and supportive of each other in a way I haven't seen this class before, and I'm proud and honored to have been a part of it. To our entire class, those who are here and those who couldn't be here, our journey has just begun. This is just one more step in our stairwell of life. In the brilliant words of William Arthur Moore, if you can imagine it, you can achieve it. If you can dream it, you can become it. Once again, congratulations to all graduates, and it's time to celebrate!